Continue learning Rabeinu Yona's Sharei Teshuva. We are up to the Ikar HaTeshi'i, the 9th principle, article page 72. Says Rabeinu Yona Teshi'i Shaviras HaTeiva HaGashmias, breaking one's physical desires. And how do you do this? Says Rabeinu Yona, Yashiv Alibai, one should put in his heart, Ki HaTeiva. What does taiva, what does desire do? The desire is that which grabs hold of a person and induces him to do aveiros. And it pulls the aveira upon him with chevle hashav, with strings of shav, of falsehood. We know that, and he's going to explain how the taiva makes things that aren't real, makes things that are false true, and skews our vision. So number one is we realize that the taiva itself is that which is causing one to transgress, and is pulling him with these cords of sheker, of shav, v'yaseh geder, and therefore what do? You create a fence, a lishmar saderech hatshuva, to guard the path of tshuva, v'yifresh min hatanugim, and to abstain and separate from tainugim, from pleasures. And even bidvarim amutarim, even with things which are ostensibly permitted, they're not forbidden by the letter of the law. Even those one has to begin to abstain and remove himself from. V'yesnaig, and to act with darkei prishos, and the mannerism of prishos, of separations, of abstinence. And one eats only for the sustenance of his body and his soul. The tzaddik eats to satisfy his soul. And one should not approach a woman only to mekayim the mitzvah of puravu or the mitzvah of aina, not just for the mere pleasure. Even though these sound like high and lofty goals and levels, of course, we remind ourselves that Yiddishkeit is not all or none. And as we see throughout all the Musar Sfarim that we're learning, that each and every baby step is one more step closer. So maybe one's not holding in the hearing, what do you mean? To live just to eat for sustenance? Slow. It's a goal, it's an objective, it's somewhere to drive towards. And now he explains, why do we want to do this? Why do we want to try to even abstain from things which are permitted? As long as a person is running and going after his desires, he's automatically drawn after the chumrius, after the physicalities. And by definition, when one is being drawn to physicality, where is he being drawn away from? Obviously, he's being pulled away from the spirituality, the nefesh hamaskeles, the spiritual soul. And then Yizkaber Yitzra'alav. And within that process of being drawn towards physicalities, away from spirituality, what happens? The Yitzhara pounces and overpowers it. Yeshur and Klal Yisrael became fat and rebelled. You should eat it. You should be careful to eat and be satisfied. And then your heart becomes haughty. Lest they eat, be satiated and deny you. Says Gemara in Sukkah, Aver katan yesh ba'adam, man has a small aver, masbiyai, when you satiate it, roiv mar'ivai, when he satiates it, then he is hungry. Mar'ivai, when you starve it, saveya, then you satiate it. The more you give in, the more you want. The more you abstain, the less you need. It might sound a little bit counterintuitive, but in reality, it's something that we all know that is true. When one is involved in physicalities, in gashmias, the more you have, the more you need, the more you need, the more you want, the more you want, the more you need. And you're in a never-ending, terrible cycle. But when one is living a life of a dot of abstinence, and every little bit, every drop, every one step less is one step towards Kedusha, towards Ruchnius, towards Tshuva. We'll pick up from here in the next year. B'siyata Dishmai.